My high school sweetheart. He's kind, really. One of the only teenage boys I've ever known who isn't looking to get something from me. Well, other than a friend and some kind of cover. I figure that out later. If I am his alibi, though, he is also mine. Ash is tall and well built, smart, and talks to me like a person with a brain. My first day of school, he finds me wandering and lonesome, carrying all my textbooks and a fair amount of shame. He takes half of them from me and shows me around. He's the only guy in the group of girls that forms over the next couple of years. They all find him dreamy but distant and envy me for having such a hold on him. Not that we are ever super specific about it, but it is clear to anyone who wonders that we are a couple. Or something. Never seems to keep people from calling me a dyke when insults are flung. I imagine it doesn't always save him from being called a faggot, either. But my hickeys are genuine, if a bit routine, and after we clumsily make out a bit, we always find interesting things to do, like archery or exploring the ravines or riverbanks behind his house. Ash takes me to a family gathering in Tucson once. Big, interesting crowd and a big, interesting house, and everybody is really nice. At dusk, we take a walk with some of his younger cousins out into the washes where we're talking about old rock and whether anyone can make a band like Led Zeppelin these days. The awe of the younger folks, the dim lighting, and the reflected courage from Ash sweeps me away, and I stand in the sand and the shadows and sing Stairway to Heaven a cappella. I feel mysterious and strong for a full 5 minutes, and everyone is quiet, listening. He takes my hand when we walk home. I feel seen. Simple contact. Such a difference. Such a relief. He introduces me to weed, classic Tombstone style. We find a soda can and slip away to the courthouse. Not the one they actually use, but the one just off the boardwalk, where you can view relics of people's lives and reenact a trial for social studies class. There's a giant sphere of a safe outside and a small concrete enclosure open to the sky. You can tuck right in behind the safe and not be seen while the smoke drifts up and away. He carefully bends the can in the center and makes a shallow depression, then borrows my red mesh earring to punch a series of holes. The trick is to make the hollow deep enough that the wind doesn't blow the weed away into the dust where you'll never, ever find it. I cough a few times, of course, but catch on quick. I love the soft buffer of weed and feeling happier and almost comfortable in my own skin. We have sex. Once. He is my first, if you don't count any of the violations of my childhood, and I try really hard not to. We agree that we are the right ones to lose our virginity with, and that we trust and love each other. It is awkward and painful and quick. Neither of us moved by desire, just a need to have done it. To be able to say we had done it. Who's going to ask? We aren't sure. But being virgins is definitely a liability, especially since we are both trying so hard to be read as straight. Not that we discuss that part. He is gentle afterward, bringing me aspirin and holding me. We agree that we never need to do that again, and go back to the way we were before, topic closed. He finally cuts and runs, dropping out of high school and leaving for California when he can't squash himself into a tiny box anymore. A few experiments with guys on the army base make it clear to him, and he chooses truth. I love him all the more for it, even though it leaves me adrift in my junior year. He comes back to take me to prom like he promised, though it turns out he has tickets to the U2 concert in Tucson that weekend, and maybe I'd like to go to that instead. His uncle is driving up in his van and will give us a ride and a place to crash. Of course I say yes. And my mother helps me pack and doesn't tell me that she has a prime ticket to that show herself. She just smiles and sends me out on an adventure and gives hers away. We sit in beanbags in the back of the van, sorting out all the seeds and stems from our bag of cheap weed and drinking black velvet from a Boda bag. I feel like the friendly ghosts of my parents' past are along for the ride in that ritual with your ancestors kind of way, and heft the bag to the sky before shooting that clear stream down the back of my throat. Once we get to the theater, we find that we have nosebleed seats but feel so worldly and defiant we don't even care. Away from everyone who knows us, away from the familiar landscape and narrow horizon. The music is loud. It pushes right into our brains, seeps all the way into our fractured hearts. We sing along until we lose our voices and then sleep on the fold-out couch that night, cuddled for comfort and easy in our friendship. He knows who he is, and I am beginning to understand myself. It is plenty.